Hello everyone, I am Rex. This is section 3. Let's go. Which of the following is an equation of line T? L? Okay, reading is important in the xy plane above. Well, it has a y-intercept of 1 and a slope of 1, so it's going to be x plus 1d. 2. The circle above with center O has a circumference of 36. What's the length of minor arc AC? Use arc over circumference is equal to degrees over 360 formula. So degrees over 360 here is going to be 1/4. So that means arc over circumference is also 1/4. So 9? AC, right? Yeah, 9. What's the solution of the quadratic equation that, let's divide by 4 maybe. So x squared minus 2x minus 3. That would give you minus 3 and 1. So x minus 3 and x plus 1. So it's 3 and negative 1. 3 and negative 1. B. Okay, next. Which of the following is an example of a function whose graph in the xy plane has no x-intercepts? Okay, so the line's rate of change is not to 0. Now, then it would definitely cross at some point. A quadratic function with reals. Okay, so zeros just means x-intercept. So if you, like, it's not B because that says it has real x-intercepts. C is probably the answer. It says no real x-intercept. A cubic polynomial with at least one. Yeah, okay, let's see. 5. In the equation above, k is a constant. If x is 9, what's the value of k? Just plug in x is 9, move 9 to the other side. Square both sides. You get k plus 2 is 81, so k is 79. Okay, thanks College Board for the free point. That was nice. Which of the following is equivalent to the sum of the expressions a squared minus 1 and a plus 1? So you add those together. The minus 1 plus 1 cancel out. You get a squared plus a, right? A. Jackie has 2 summer jobs. He works as a tutor, which pays $12, or she works as a tutor, which pays $12 an hour, and she works as a lifeguard, which pays $9.50 an hour. Huh. Saving people's lives pays less than teaching people? Who knows? She can work no more than 20 hours per week, but she wants to earn at least 2. Okay, so x plus y can't be higher than 20. Is less than 20. So B or C. 12x plus 950y has to be, what was it? At least 220, so greater than? C. In air, the speed of sound in meters per second is a linear function of the air temperature T in degrees Celsius and is given by S of T equals 0.6 T plus 331.4. Which of the following statements is the best interpretation of the number 331.4 in this context? 331.4 would be the y-intercept, and we all know that y-intercept is SAT speech for x equals 0. The x in this case is T, so 331.4 represents when T is 0. T is degrees Celsius, so where's the A, because that says that's at 0 degrees Celsius. 9, if xy is a solution to the system of equations above and x is greater than 0, what's the value of xy? I think we might have to substitute. So we can substitute the y out. We get 2x squared. 2x squared plus 6 is equal to 2x plus 6. Oh, 2x squared minus 2x is equal to 0. So x is x or x minus 1. So that means it's not the 0 one because they said that x is greater than 0, and then so it's going to be x is 1. If x is 1, then 1 squared equals y. That means y is also 1. 1 times 1 is 1 last time I checked. 10, a squared plus b squared is z, and ab equals y. Which of the following is the equivalent of 4z plus 8y? Okay, so tons of alphabet soup everywhere means that you should plug in. So let's make a and b 1 and 2. That'll tell me what z is. So if a is 1 and b is 2, it says 1 squared plus 2 squared is z. So z is 5. I'm just going to try to hold all those numbers in my head. A, b is y, so 1 times 2 is y, so b is 2. So I know z is 5 and y is 2. Which of the following is equivalent to 4z plus 8y? Well, z was 5, so that's 4z is 20. And then 8y was 2, so 8y is 16. So 20 plus 16 is 36. Let's find an answer that gives us 36 when we plug in the original values that we had for a and b, which were 1 and 2. A would give us 1 plus 4 squared, which is 25. B would give us 2 plus 4 squared, which is 36. I think that's the answer, B. The volume of right cylinder, I could tell it's not C and D because those numbers got huge. The number of right circular cylinder A is 22 cubic centimeters. What's the volume in cubic centimeters of a right circular cylinder with twice the radius and half the height of a cylinder? So if we replace R with 2R, then you get in pi r squared height. Yeah, if I replace the R with 2R, then you have 4R squared. But if you have that, then you'll have 2R. So it would be twice as much. C, I think 44. Which of the following is equivalent to 9 to the 3/4? Well, 9 to the 3/4, we all know that the denominator of the exponent is going to be the strength of your radical. So it's going to be the 4th root of 9 cubed. 4th root of 9 cubed, 9 is 3 squared. So 3 squared cubed is 3 to the 6th. So we need 4th root of 3 to the 6th. 4th root. Okay, you can pull the 3 out of the cos of 4 exponent. So you'd have a 3/4 root of 3 squared, which simplifies to 3 root 3. D. At a restaurant, n cups of tea are made by adding tea bags to hot water. If t equals n plus 2, how many additional tea bags are needed to make each additional cup of tea? Plug in, I guess. So, okay, so if n is 0, then t is 0 plus 2, so 2. If n is 1, then t is 1 plus 2, so 3. So you need one more tea bag to make one more cup. B is weird. Thanks again for the free point, College Board, I guess. The function f is defined by the equation above. Which of the following is the graph of y equals negative f of x in the xy plane? So let's figure out what a point would be on the normal graph first. So I'm going to plug in a value for x, like 1, for example. If x is 1, the graph, the one at the top, f of x 2x plus 1, that would say that it's 2 to the 1 plus 1. So that would mean that when x is 1, f of 1 is 3. They're asking me for the graph of negative f of x, so that means that the value of 3 that I had for f of 1 should be turned to negative. So the correct graph should go through the point 1 and negative 3 rather than 1 and 3. 1, negative 3, not that, not A, not B, maybe C. 1, 2, 3, maybe C, I guess, maybe D, I can't really tell. So now I can just test out another point here. I'm going to test out maybe, like I can see D is going through the x-axis at x is minus 1, so let's see if we plug in x is minus 1, if we get 0 or something. If I plug in x is minus 1 into the original equation, you'll get x to the minus 1, which is 1, x to the minus 1, yeah, which is 1 over 2, so 1 half plus 1, that'll be 3 halves. That is not 0, so yeah, so 3 halves, if we want to turn that negative because they're asking for negative f of x, that would be like negative 3 halves or something. That would be C, not D. Alan drives an average of 100 miles each week. His car can travel an average of 25 miles per gallon of gasoline. Okay, Alan would like to reduce his weekly expenditure on gasoline by $5. Assuming gasoline costs $4 per gallon, what equation can he use to determine how many fewer average miles he should have to drive each week? How many fewer average miles? I think I can try to solve try to find the value of m, because if he wants to save $5, then he's going to save $4, which is the cost of 1 gallon, plus $1, which is an extra quarter gallon. So he's going to save like 1 1/4 gallons worth of gasoline. That means that he's going the 1 gallon would take him, 25 miles. The quarter would take him another quarter of 25 miles, which is like 6 point something. So let's say m is roughly 32. I think he's going to save about 32 miles worth. If I plug in m is 32, the correct answer should give me like a balanced equation. It should say something true. It should give me like a true statement. Yeah. So then A, if you plug in m is 32, you'll get like 200 is equal to 95, which isn't really even close. Yeah. B says like 200 is equal to 5, which is definitely not true. C says whatever 32 times 4 is equal to 95 times 25. That'd be like way too big on the right-hand side. So then maybe D, 32 over that. 32 times 4 is like 25. It's really close, isn't it? So it's like 126 or something. It's close to like 125. Wait, 32. Oh, it's like 128, I think, or it's close to like 125. It's like the closest one, so I'm going to go ahead and say D. The reason why it doesn't match exactly is because I rounded up when I was trying to figure out the miles. I didn't want to deal with like 31 point something. But yeah, it's the closest, so I'm willing to bet that that's the right answer. Maria plans to rent a boat. The boat rental costs $60 per hour. She will also have to pay for a water safety course that costs $10. Maria wants to spend no more than $280 for the rental and the course. If the boat rental is available only for a whole number of hours, what's the maximum number of hours for which Maria can rent the boat? Okay, so after the $10 fee, she'll have $270 left, and then the amount of 60s that can fit in 270 is like 4, so it's up to 240. It's a 4, I guess. What value of p is the solution to the equation above? Simplify. 2p plus 2 is 2p plus 2 plus 8p minus 8. So 2p plus 2. So 10p minus 6 is equal to 5p. 10p minus 6 equals 5p. Negative 6 is equal to negative 5p. P is 6 over 5, I think. System of equations is, what's the value of x? Let's solve for y first, I think, because it'd be easy. You just swap out the 2x up at the top for y, so then you'll get like 1/2 of y plus y. So 1/2 of 2y. 1/2 of 2y is y, so that just tells you y is 21 over 2. If y is 21 over 2, you can run that through this bottom equation. 21 over 2 is equal to 2x, so divide by 2. It's 21 over 4. Nice. 19? Oh, it's disgusting equals disgusting. I know they don't draw the actual equal sign here, but they say expression above is equivalent to, which means equals. And if you have this kind of like pattern, then that means you want to simplify the complicated looking side to make it look like the right. So the right-hand side gives us a nice clue because the right-hand side has everything over one denominator. Well, it has one thing, but it's all combined in one denominator. So I think I need to set a common denominator here for the left-hand side, multiplying the second fraction, the minus 2 over x plus 2, by x plus 2 on the top and bottom. If you get that, then you'll get minus 2x minus 4. Remember that the negative sign in between is going to distribute inside the parentheses. So then the negative 2x minus 4. So we have 2x plus 6 minus 2x minus 4. The 2x's will cancel out. You'll be left with 2 over x plus 2 squared, so a is 2. Intersecting lines R, S, and T are shown below. What's the value of x? Oh, we have to use the two like supplementary line angle things that they love, which is that if you have a straight line, it's 180 degrees on one side of it. And then if you have a triangle, they all add up to 180, right? So 106 plus whatever's under it has to equal 180, so that's 74. Then 74 plus 23 plus the third angle of the triangle has to be 180. 74 plus 23, 97. Then it has to equal 180, so 83. Then 180 is 83 plus x. X is 97, I think. Okay, section 4, go.